Number 7. All right, so number 7 says write the equation of each line. So they've actually already got the picture there for us, so we don't need the calculator to graph it for us, or we don't need to make a table, or they've already got the picture there for us. Really not a whole lot of work. Actually, really no work on this, to be honest with you. All we have to do is just take each line and figure out where does it start, how does it change, right? And that's really, hopefully, a common theme, again, throughout this entire unit, is getting you to get this idea that the y-intercept representing this starting point, the slope representing how it changes. So where it starts, how it changes, right? And we actually maybe haven't quite said it that way yet, or maybe we have, but so how it changes, right? That's what we mean by rate of change. So how it changes, starting point, right, where it starts. So, I don't know, you just pick a line. So, I don't know, let's just take this line. So where does it start? Well, it looks like it starts there at 1. And what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to say, okay, I'm looking for what the slope is, plus what's the y-intercept. Alright, so it looks like the y-intercept is 1. And the slope, what I'm going to do to figure out what the slope is as far as how it's changing, again, just like you read from left to right, we look at graphs from left to right. So I'm not going to be looking backwards. From here, I'm going to be looking forwards. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a corner. See, that kind of goes through a little less than half. That's a little more than half. Oh, bam, right there. There's a corner. And then what I'm counting is I'm counting how many up and how many over in this case. Well, it looks like up 1 and right 3. So my slope would be 1/3. And for the red line, I'm going to do the same thing here. So y equals, we've got to figure out what the slope is, how it's changing, plus where did it start, our y-intercept. So let's see where this guy started. Right there, that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. -4. And then let's look for the slope. Looking for a corner. Yep, there's a corner. And looks like I went up 2 and right 1. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of clean this up. So I've got really 2 lines here. The first one would be y equals 1/3 x plus 1, and y equals 2x minus 4. Because 2 divided by 1 is just 2, so that's how we'd write those two things. And by the way, I should mention too, just so you're like, what's this thing, right? So this thing is called a brace, and we're actually in this next unit that we're starting, systems of equations. It just refers to the fact that this is a group, right? Because you got 2 lines on the same graph. But don't let that throw you off, right? Those would be the equations of the 2 lines. So we didn't really have to do any work. We just kind of looked at the graph to see where it started and how it, how is it changing for each, where it started, how did it change. All right, so go ahead and pause now and try 7.2 and 7.3. All right, so let's check 7.2 and 7.3. I was thinking there for a moment as I paused. Don't worry about this bracket, or this brace, I'm sorry, over here. We hadn't quite talked about that, so I don't know. Just wipe that from your memory. 7.2 and 7.3, make sure you did it first, right, before you go on. Because if you just copy what I write down, it's no good. So 7.2, that's what you should have come up with, because you did it on your own. You're proud of yourself for doing your own work. And 7.3 is what you should have come up with there. All right, hang in there. We only got a couple left here, so this finishes 7. Let's move on to 8.